Okay, so this is 3.5. You're on 3.5. We're still in solving quadratic equations. And I'm just doing an extra example from this worksheet that we have here, and it was 24. It's just one of the frame questions where you have frames. So there's different versions of the frame questions. Sometimes the frame question can be around it. So what I mean by frame question is that sometimes you have a question that has a rectangle in a rectangle. So sometimes you have it like this, where the rectangle is to the side, and you're cutting part of it off, or it could be inside, a rectangle in a rectangle. Okay, so a rectangle in a rectangle like that. So it's either pushed to the side or to that. So when we have that, it's usually, someone was already asking, so number 24, we're going to do number 24. Is the thing gone? Albus gone? Do you want to go? So 24. Did you want to go? Is it there? Okay, so then can you wait? Is there someone's name there? Okay. So 24 we have here, a local building code. So let's read the question. So it's a local building code. I'll zoom in a bit more. I don't know if you can read that. Is that still fuzzy? Okay. So local building code requires that all factories must be surrounded by a lawn. The width of the lawn must be uniform. Uniform means the same. So uniform means the same around it. And the area of the lawn must be equal to the area of the factory. So the lawn area equals factory area. So I set something up. That's going to be my equation. What must be the width? So sometimes they say the area of the lawn must be 2,000 meters, 2,000 square meters, right? So this case, they said they're the same. I could say the area of the lawn has to be double the factory because I want more green than I want factory. Like I want it to be more, environmentally something. So here, you're looking for the equation. These words give you the equation. So that's going to give you the equation. I could tell you what it equals. I could tell you what it's double, something like that. But since the area of the lawn equals the factory area. Okay. What must be the width of the lawn? So we're going to look for the width of the lawn surrounding a rectangular factory that measures 120 by 80. So let me get all the relevant information. So we know, so this is my ideas. We have these types of frame questions. We call them frame questions. We're going to say, this one here, it's a factory. It's 120 by 80. So I know that it's a rectangle, not a square this time. And I know that the factory is going to be inside and the frame around it, this part here, is to be the same all the way around. So that's what they mean by uniform. Uniform means this is X all the way around. So X, so I'm cutting a strip of X all the way around. That's going to be the same. Okay, like that. And this X distance here. So from here to here to here, that distance there is the same. That's what they mean by uniform width. The inside portion here, they told us that the factory is 120. So 120 by 80. So this part here is 120, and this part here is 180, this side here. Does that make sense? So they gave you the inside part of the factory. Sometimes we give you the outside dimensions and you move inside to the smaller part. But this time they gave you the inside dimension and they want the grass around it. So if I'm moving from the inside out, then this is going to be, the outside dimension is going to be 120, and I added 2x to it, so 2 x's on either side. So I have 120 in the middle, and I added 2 strips to the side, so this whole side here is 120 plus 2x. Here, if the 80 is here, but I added 2 strips on either side of it, I added it like this, so I added it to grow by 2 x's on either side. So it's 80 plus 2x and 120 plus 2x. Okay, so that's what's given in the question. I want to do a let statement. So my let statement is, let x represent the width of the strip. And I'm getting those words from here. The width of the lawn must be uniform, and the area of the lawn must be equal to the area of the factory. What must be, so the width of the lawn, so I can say the width of the lawn. I'll say the width of the lawn, so I go to the words. There you go. So don't spend too much on the words, but we want to make sure it's clear. So the width of the lawn. And I always provide a diagram. So like I said, I always try to provide a diagram so that I can kind of give an idea of what I was talking about there. So I always ask for a diagram wherever possible. Okay, so try to provide that. So I want to see the diagram. I have a let statement. Now my equation is going to be, and that's from here, lawn area equals factory area. So I usually try to do that. So I know that my equation is supposed to be lawn area equals factory area. My lawn area should equal my factory area. What is my lawn area? The lawn is the inside. So the lawn area is this green part outside. Whoops, sorry. So this is grass all the way from here to here all around. Does that make sense? So the grass is the outside. That's the lawn area. I could color it in, but my marker's going away. Okay. So all that there. So then how do I get that lawn? The factory area is easier, isn't it? The factory area, what's the factory area? 120 by 80, isn't it? The area of the factory inside? But the area of the lawn, how do I get the area of the lawn? I just want that strip on the outside. How do I get that? A little difficult, right? So there's another way you can look at this. So you can do it two ways. You can do a subtraction. So I can say this big rectangle minus the small rectangle will equal this strip here. Now, another way of looking at it, and I kind of like this way a little easier. How big, if this outside rectangle is 120 plus 2x and 80 plus 2x, I know that this green part here, the lawn, equals the area of the factory. True? Okay. So what is the area of the whole big rectangle? Do we know that? What is it? Yeah.
120 plus 2x times 80 plus 2x.
120 plus 2x times, yep, so the area of that is going to be this. So the whole area is 120 plus 2x times 80 plus 2x, right? That's the big rectangle. That's the whole thing from the outside here to the outside here. The whole rectangle, yes? Okay. Is that 120 by 80? No. Okay. I'm going to color in the grass yellow. Okay, just because my green marker ran out. So this grass here. All of this grass, what did I ask for? I want the grass to be equal to the factory. How much is the factory? 120 by 80. So if I know this, then how much is the total area? If this is 120 by 80, how much is the grass? So if the area of the grass is 120 times 80, sorry, if the area of the factory is 120 by 80, how much is the area of the grass? 120 by 80. So can't I just do this times 2? Ah. So there's two different ways you can do this. You can do this by subtraction. I find that a little harder, right? Because then you have to do a subtraction, addition, and take away the grass from the grass. But if I'm telling you that this is 120 by 80 and the grass is 120 by 80, I can just do 2 times 120 by 80 gets me the whole area. So that's the hard one, right? So that's kind of the processing. Normally what we might have done is we might have said the area is. So if I said the area of this whole thing must be, that's much easier. This one's a little harder. Mm-hmm.
Do you make like do you 2 times 120 times 80? Is that because the lawn is 2 times bigger than the factory?
The lawn is equal to the factory. The lawn and the factory are both 120 by 80. So 2 times 120 by 80 gives me the whole blue one, yeah, on the whole outside.
Oh, the whole.
Yes, the whole one on the outside is lawn and factory, which are the same. And I went, wait, I can just put that on one side of the equal sign and say the whole thing equals double that. It's a lot easier. There's a subtraction way as well, but then there's like a double subtraction, and I think it takes a lot longer. It's harder to do. Okay, yes?
So we have the area of the lawn?
Yeah, because it said the area of the lawn is the area of the factory. It says it in the question.
And why do we need to do the equals?
This was my first equation, but I went, wait, I don't need to do that. I can put those both on this side and take the big blue area of the whole thing.
So why do we need the left side if we already have the area?
No, I need to know how much to cut x. So we're still finding x.
Oh,
So in order to make these equal, I have to solve this equation, and I'm going to find x. So I'm not done. I know the total area, but I need to find how much to cut. So it's like you're splitting up the lawn. So if you said, you know what, I'll cut half the lawn and you cut half the lawn, you're like, but how far in do I go? Right? Because when we've done the question that way as well, we've said, we have a lawn, I want you to split it between 2 people cutting it, and you're not allowed to go vertically. I want you to go around. So if you're going around, how many times do you have to go around, right? So we're asking for this width. So here I still have x that's unknown. So you have to figure out what that is. Okay, so here we go ahead and solve it. So that's a little bit easier now, right? So this actually ends up being this total area. So this will be 96096, right? 120, yeah, 120 times 80 is 9600, plus 240x, this one times this one, plus 160x plus 4x squared equals, and I have 120 times 2 times 80, which gives me 19200. Bring it all to one side, I get 4x squared. We're going to gather up the like terms. Plus 1, 2, 3, so 400. 1, 2, 3, 400x. And this is 9600 minus 19200. Okay, and that's just double, so it'll be 4x squared plus 400x. And this will be negative 9600. Like that. And usually we can try to reduce. Can we this time or not? I'll move out a little. Can we reduce everything by 4? Yes, we can. Wait. Right, 9600, yeah, divide by 4, does divide, so we got 2400. So we can factor out the 4 and cancel it. So 4 comes out, so it's x squared plus 100x minus 2400 equals 0. Then, because it's a number, you're allowed to divide the number away. So it's gone, and it will still equal 0, right? So here we go. X squared plus 100x minus 2400 equals 0. And then we're going to solve it. I'm pretty sure this goes to a decimal. No, it actually goes to a whole number. So let's check to see. Oh, it does factor. It does factor 20 times. Oh, think of 24 times. Yeah, so this will be x minus 20 and x plus 120. So 20 times 120 is 2400. If you can't factor, just do quadratic formula. Right, so if you're like, that number's too big, then do quadratic formula. Here we get x equals 20 from this bracket. Right, so this bracket here. And then you're also going to get x equals negative 120 from here. Right? And then you're going to cross off the one that's not possible and say not negative. Right? You can't have negative dimensions for a shape. And then your answer here is just therefore the width is 20 meters, 20 meter for the grass around. All right. Try the other ones as well with width, and then the boxes, all of them. Like, try all your homework, obviously.